Our long national nightmare is over. The Padres have won a Cactus League game, and they did so convincingly, in Mesa against the Cubs, who were undefeated.
Yeah, big win.
The odds stacked against them, and Jackson Merrill stars on Sunday afternoon. 2 for 2, 2 runs driven in, walked, and people are excited about Jackson Merrill. And we'll talk about Merrill here tonight. We'll talk about the pitching, Randy Vasquez, the latest with Yuki Matsui, who was scratched, I think, because of a back. Juan Soto homers tonight for the New York Yankees. There's some conversation.
James Wood is on fire.
James Wood is hot. Kike Hernandez could be
James Woods.
The newest Padre as well. So if you're here, whether it's live or on replay, please subscribe here on content for Padres fans. So smash that like button for us. Follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. We'll get to every single super chat here tonight, as we always do. We are 3 weeks out, something like that, from opening day in Korea. So make sure to subscribe. Appreciate the super chats. Click the $ below the chat box. And again, you can become a member by clicking the join button down below. I find it very hard to believe that Jackson Merrill will not be on the opening day roster. I know it's been like 2 days, but there's so much momentum from the players, Fernando Tatis Jr., from his play, like today. The fact that the Padres have done so little this offseason, I'd be surprised. That's just how I feel right now. 3 weeks out, I'd be surprised if Jackson Merrill doesn't find his way onto the opening day roster. And today is a reason why there's a good chance maybe he does find his way onto the opening day roster, reaching base safely all 3 times and driving in 2 runs.
Did you see what he said post-game?
I did.
That right there is why, like you said, it's hard to believe that he won't be on the opening day roster.
Mm-hmm.
The mindset he has, the approach that he has, and I mean, it translated on the field today. I'm not saying that it's going to be like this every game, but the whole package is why he's probably going to be on the big league roster, like you said. And at 20 years old, it's extremely impressive. And you just sit here and you just cross all your fingers, all your toes, that he's going to make it. Like that he's going, not like make the opening day roster, like make it in the big leagues, like not be another guy, a position player that AJ Preller elevates to the big league roster that doesn't pan out with the Padres, right? You hope that this guy can pan out for this team, because everything that you hear from him, you've seen from him so far, you love. And if you're a fan, you are rooting your ass off for Jackson Merrill. And why wouldn't you? I mean, it's always better. I'm not saying always better, but it's more fun when it's like your own. Like, yes, it's great to trade for a big time piece, and hopefully that big time piece stays here for a long time. But I think from a fan's perspective, it's always a little more enjoyable when you have a prospect that comes up through your system, highly ranked guy everyone has been talking about. The hype is there, and he pans out. I don't know if he will, but I just hope he does.
I mean, just imagine a week ago, people were talking about, well, can he even do this? He's got to learn a new position. There's no one saying that.
We're still saying that. It's not like he can't.
But nobody's saying it. They're not saying it like they were a week ago. I mean, they're just not. And I agree. I'm not saying that it's been answered. I just can see the narrative. Nobody's talking about his ability to play left. Nobody's saying he's 20, he's too young. Few people are saying they need to go veteran over Merrill. I mean, all you're seeing is this rush of positive momentum towards him. And of course, it takes more than one spring training game. Of course, it takes more than 3 weeks in spring training. I just think he's given the first opportunity. You either grab it or you don't in the big leagues. I don't know what happens if he doesn't. I don't know what happens if he gets up and he goes 2 for his first 31. But I think they'd rather give him the opportunity to go 2 for his first 31 and hope that doesn't happen than go outside the organization, make a trade or go the free agent route and let him further develop in the minor leagues. I think they think now is the time to do this. They look at their payroll and they probably say, hey, listen, we need to have a couple of rookies on this roster that make major league minimums. And Jackson Merrill, someone that can contribute at a higher rate maybe than Jurickson Profar from day one. And I think they're just making a calculation. There's a risk associated with it. He's got a lot more to prove even this spring, obviously, but it's a short spring, Jim. It's been 4 games. I think there's like 18 game days remaining, something like that, or 17 game days remaining cheap. So, I mean, he's going to play another 10 or 15 games. His numbers hopefully look half decent or better. They look good right now. And at that point, they'll make a determination. But I don't see it. I don't see that big outfield signing. I don't see, hey, here's Tommy Pham. Jackson will 2025. I'm just not feeling that right now.
No, and you know why nobody why well not why not nobody, but why the talk of his defense in the outfield possibly will die down is because of his bat. Like if he hits, nobody will care if he makes a couple mistakes in the outfield. Like, yeah, it will be a talking point for sure, but are the Padres really going to care if Jackson Merrill at the big league level is hitting but makes a couple mistakes in the outfield? No,
right,
not at all. Like they can deal as an organization with a couple mistakes in the outfield here and there. I'm sure talent evaluators and people that study minor league players for a living are going to cringe because they're like, he's a shortstop, he shouldn't be in the outfield. But if his bat, if that plays at the big league level, it doesn't matter at all. And that's what they're probably banking on the most.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's been, I think, 3 games for him. He's 2 for 6 of the walk. I mean, he had 2 hits and a walk today. So
today was his best game by far. I mean, two
he hadn't had a
double.
Yeah, he hadn't reached base. I don't think he'd reach base until today. So
opposite field approach. It was like it was a perfect day for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've said this a lot. I mean, you can hit 350 in spring and have a good 2024, or you could hit 350 in spring and have a miserable 2024. So, spring's not going to determine it, obviously. I mean, I think people will be excited coming out of spring if he, quote unquote, earns the job by hitting, 290 or better. And it fills a hole, a real hole. They have multiple outfield holes. I don't think it answers all the. I mean, even if Merrill grabs this job by hitting 333 this spring, it still doesn't fill the center field void.
And what do you mean? Jose Azocar's in 429 this spring.
Yeah. Again, you're asking for a lot of trouble if Azocar, Merrill, and Tatis. Now, Tatis, of course, you're not. But if Azocar and Merrill are your 150 game starters in the outfield next year, that doesn't scream, let's contend in the NL West and win 90 games. I'm sorry. Like, I hate to be the realist here, but I don't see a scenario where Azocar and Merrill start essentially every single day in the outfield, and the Padres are better than they were a year ago. I mean, I could be wrong, but that to me seems really, really wishful. Now, it's not only they have Profar, who's like Azocar 2.0. So they have some other options, obviously, and they got some guys in camp. But I don't know. That doesn't scare a lot of the NL West, I wouldn't think, if you have Jose Azocar starting 150 games next year.
Did you miss his mammoth home run to left today?
What's his like second career home run or something? I mean, this one doesn't count, but how many does he hit as a pro?
Like 2, maybe 1. Yeah. No, I agree with you. And we said, if the hole in your outfield was either center or left, and you had a Tatis and then a above, average or close to above average center fielder or left fielder, then it wouldn't be as big of a problem, I feel like. But when you have 2 holes in your outfield, that's when you're like really asking for trouble potentially. Because it's all great what Jackson Merrill did today, and that's cool. But then you're like, oh shit, they still have a hole in center. And look, Jose Azocar, nice little player, but I mean, can you honestly sit there truthfully, if you're a fan, say, yeah, Jose Azocar, 145 games this year in center? Like, I can't. If you tell me he plays 70, 65 games in center field, I'm okay with that. That's good. Defensive replacement, perfectly. He's more than capable to play a good center field for you late in the games.
Sure.
And pinch running, pinch hit, whatever. But if you're asking him to play like 150 games, all 9 innings of those 150 games, you're asking for it. You just are. And so that's why it's on February 25th, just so still puzzling that they're just, I guess, maybe deciding to just go with what they got.
Yeah, and they got Jacob Marcy, who had a big day today, and again, it's 4 games of spring training, so everything at this point is essentially irrelevant. Whether
Yeah.
it's the good, which is today, or the bad when you lose 14-1. Like if you're going to discount 14-1, you discount a lot of this. I mean, maybe you see 60 or 70 plate appearances at the end of this and say, you know what? Jacob Marcy hit 470 plate appearances. That's of significance. Or the same thing
Yeah.
with Jackson Merrill. But it's like you just have so many open auditions right now, which I think is fine. I
Yeah.
mean, it's certainly good for the young players, and hopefully they take advantage of it. But it just seems like there's so many openings at left, center, DH, bench, back of the rotation. Randy Vasquez obviously was very good today in 2 innings against the Cubs. The rest of the bullpen, some of these young pitchers in their system had a good day today. Obviously, they won 7-0. So they were waiting for this day after their first 3 losses in the Cactus League. But today is an encouraging day, but I don't know what it necessarily means for the season. Like that's the issue. Like there's a lot of mirages in the spring, and you're going up against rosters that are more complete than you are. Obviously, the Dodgers, forget about that. But the Arizonas, you could argue San Francisco, they're still trying to do work. And then you look around the NL, and it's just like, it doesn't feel complete to me, even off a 7-0 win against the Chicago Cubs. That's great. That's great. Just like the 14-1 loss, who cares? It's the same thing, though. They kind of cancel each other out. And I'm not learning everything I need to learn, or I don't know. I don't feel like I'm learning everything I need to learn right now about the upcoming 2024 season based on, a handful of spring training games.
And we've talked about this a lot. It's not about the Dodgers this year at all. It's about everybody else in the National League that will be vying for the 3 wild card spots, including yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And one of those teams got stronger today or yesterday. I think it might've been last night. Cody Bellinger signs back with the Cubs. That's another team that will be potentially in the mix for one of those wild card spots, along with the Phillies, along with the Giants, along with the Diamondbacks, maybe along with the Brewers,
Cardinals.
So the Reds are an up and coming team for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it just is. It's not going to be easy. Like it's just not going to be easy. It's going to be a grind for sure. Especially with the margin for error that this team has. But again, that's more big picture stuff. Just like looking at again today, like you said at the start of the show, it feels at this point, and it's very early in spring, but you hear him talk. You love his approach. You love his mindset. And then if the approach and mindset translates to success on the field, in the box, at the plate, there is like the percentage chance of him not being on the opening day roster gets, thinner and thinner every day.
I agree. And I just feel it. It's not because of, I'm sure people are writing it. I'm sure Dennis in the next 24 hours will write it. I'm sure Kevin has already written it or will in the days ahead. We followed this sport long enough, and I understand the trajectory of this team. I understand the budget constraints. I know that AJ Preller has to prove it with his system to some extent. Somebody's got to break through in 2024.
Someone has to.
So everything is pointing to Jackson Merrill. The things that aren't pointing there is like a little bit of your head. He's 20. He has very little seasoning above A ball. Like if you wanted to actually be, again, honest about it, there's reasons to be skeptical. But if he breaks through and proves it, and now is the time for him, and he's got supporters in his corner like Fernando Tatis Jr., I think that's a huge thing, obviously mentally, for someone like Jackson Merrill. And by the way, his 2 hits today were against a guy that had a lot of big league time a year ago. They had a good year for the Cubs. So this wasn't some A-ball reliever that's 28 years of age that has never even touched Double-A. So it was success against a guy that had a good year. And then when he walked against a lefty today on 4 or 5 pitches. So I think that's encouraging as well. I thought the bullpen, guys like Drew Thorpe, who came over, who worked a scoreless inning, and then some of these other prospects in the system that threw today. Again, all of this is good. Randy Vasquez today, 2 scoreless. We mentioned it, 2 walks, but a couple of strikeouts. Like, okay, so you've seen Vasquez, we've seen Brito, we've seen the backup catcher, we've seen Thorpe. Like, you're seeing a little bit of what they got right now in this deal. And if nothing else, there's some encouraging signs based on what they got in this deal. Sure, don't watch the Juan Soto opposite field 500-foot home run. But
I'll tweet it. I'll retweet it.
Yeah, you can retweet it. But other than that, it looks like they got some pieces here that absolutely are going to try to have contribute in year 1 in 2024. We haven't even seen Michael King, who's going to pitch tomorrow.
Yeah, Johnny Brito the other day, Okay outing. It's fine.
Sure. Yeah,
Right.
cut him. I didn't think he was great.
Yeah, no, put him on waivers right away.
Mm-hmm.
Higashioka, I'm getting better at saying his name, by the way.
Yeah.
Look, backup catcher. I don't think that he's going to be somebody that like hurts this team a lot this year. Like he's gonna just be like a solid glue guy. I feel like he's a solid glue guy. Can start 2-3 games a week for you.
Yep.
Defensively, he's fantastic. And so I'm not really expecting much offensively out of him. And why should you? I mean, he's backup catcher. Drew Thorpe, I thought was fantastic today. His changeup is, I mean, it's elite. It's an elite changeup. And then Randy Vasquez today, 2 innings, looked good stuff, command on point. That's what they need. They need the players that you got back in the Juan Soto deal to all contribute in some way or fashion, because that's the only way that deal is going to feel like it helped and worked out for the Padres. You're going to need Michael King to have and Kevin put out a big article about it today. Like Michael King expects some big things this year. And if you get anywhere close to what his expectations are this season, that's home run, absolute home run. Randy Vasquez, Johnny Brito, I think those two guys, if one of them can crack the starting rotation and give you like a Seth Lugo-ish type of season, fantastic. That's exactly what you need. And then Drew Thorpe, prospect, you might see him later in this year or you might see him next year, but I'm not too worried about maybe what he might give you this season. And then that's kind of what you're looking for out of the players you got back in the Juan Soto deal.
Yeah, King, obviously, we'll see tomorrow. And like you said, I think he told Kevin he wants to throw 180 plus innings this year, which would be a massive jump. I think Ruben Abel initially said, hey, can we, 150, 160? He's like, no. Come on.
Nah.
We're pushing 180. So again, that would be just
kind of
a huge, positive for the Padres if he's able to do that. I mean, it's not impossible to envision, but it's not, that's 6 innings 30 times to get to 180 innings. So that's a big workload is what it is.
Yeah.
Richard, thank you for your super chat. Guys, if you're here, please subscribe. You're on content for Padres fans, talking about this first week of Cactus League play, getting you ready for 3 weeks from now, March 20th, when the Padres are in Korea at 3 a.m. We'll have a watch party for you March 20th and 21st. Padres-Dodgers games 1 and 2 of the regular season. Richard is a Dodger fan. Thank you, Richard, for the super chat. He says, don't understand why not Kiki Hernandez. You could get him for a 6-pack of beer. His experience and multi-positions makes sense. He also hits left-handed pitching. So the Padres are rumored to be one of 4 teams that are involved for his services. He's not going to make a lot of money. He was awful. I'll tell you why not. I mean, the reason's not are he's aging and he was terrible in Boston last year. So that's the reasons not. But the reasons, too, is he's hit left-handed pitching and he plays multiple positions and he's been on winning teams. So, I mean, I could make an argument for it, but I could also easily make an argument against it, is how I say it.
It's definitely like just a veteran piece, and he actually last year, John, before he got traded to Boston, was good. If you told me right now, all right, you get Kike Hernandez in a slash line of 262, 308, 423, and an OPS of 731. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would just play him against lefties because I think his career OPS against lefties is over 800.
Okay.
So that's his role.
Right.
That's how I look at it. How cheap is cheap if there's 4 bidders?
Yeah, I mean, hold on. Yeah, look. If you sign Kike Hernandez and then you start him every day, like what? But just like a depth piece. I mean, he's not great, so he probably won't cost you a lot, and he will definitely be a stopgap guy.
Yeah,
it's nothing special, but major league professional hitter, like you said, left versus lefties only.
Yeah, hits lefties.
And go from there. But if not, then it's not really like anything to be worried about that this team didn't sign Kike Hernandez.
I agree. For me, he's not at the point in his career where he could possibly get anywhere near like 500 plate appearances. Like he's got to be a part-time player.
Right.
Like his career offensive numbers are below league average, and he's only getting older, and he's coming off a down year. So you don't expect some huge bounce back. I mean, you're buying him for versatility and to hit some left-handed pitching and to play 2.5 times a week is what I would say. I don't hate the idea of it. I'm also not enamored by it, and I don't know what real difference it makes in the Padres win total in 2024. Kind of like a Profar.
Probably like nothing. Yeah, exactly. Probably nothing.
Right.
But if you got him for $1 million, but you're not going to get $1 million.
It would be more than that. What did he make last year? I mean, obviously some amount of real money. He made a year ago $10 million. So he was awful. So he's going to make what, 4?
He was, I mean, he was fine in LA. It's just the Boston, he was just putrid. I mean, Boston, he had a 599 OPS.
How many games is that in?
86 games, 323 plate appearances.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, that's a tough sell, isn't it? I don't know how you get $4 million, honestly.
Wait, sorry. He was in Boston and then he got traded to LA. My bad.
Okay, yeah.
Because I got that switched up. Okay. So when he got traded to the Dodgers, he actually did pretty decent for them.
Sure.
He went from a 599 OPS to a 731 OPS with the Dodgers.
And how many plate appearances with the Dodgers?
185.
It's a lot of plate appearances for the season for a guy that, had those types of numbers. But yeah, he hit a little bit, I guess, with the Dodgers. Yeah, that's interesting. He was basically like a regular a year ago. I'd have to look more into it.
12 doubles, 5 homers in 54 games.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, maybe it's an NL West thing. Maybe he was comfortable with the Dodgers because he went back there. But they're not going to cry over spilled milk if this team doesn't sign Kike Hernandez.
No, I agree. Now, will I cry over spilled milk if Yuki Matsui is more than day to day?
Yeah, I'll literally throw a fit and cry. We would be heartbroken.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he struck at the side in his Cactus League debut. I think he was supposed to be available today. They scratched him because of back tightness. They said it's day to day. Not one of the things you were hoping to hear the first weekend of Cactus League play, a couple of weeks out, for a guy that had a really encouraging outing, obviously, striking out the side, I think, on Thursday. So cross your fingers on that. Because Yuki Matsui, I mean, if he's healthy, he clearly has a spot in the rotation. I don't know where it is. 7th, 8th, or 9th inning, but he's clearly got a spot in the rotation, you would think, based on what they committed to him this past offseason.
And I don't know if it was a just working on things outing from Robert Suarez, but you're slated.
What do you allow? A couple of runs?
He lasted a third of an inning. Again, it's like, oh, well, Joe didn't even get recorded out. It's like, who cares? But, Robert Suarez did not have a good season last year. Mm-hmm. And if you're, penciling him in right now as your closer to start the year, just because he has big league experience and pitching at the close to the end of games, you don't want to give that role to Woo-Suk Go or Yuki Matsui right away.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tiny bit of concern.
I agree.
Something to just watch, something to monitor and something to watch.
I agree. I think, by the way, Musgrove, presumptive opening day starter Joe Musgrove will make his second Cactus League start Monday at 12:10. He threw Thursday. So he's on 3 days rest. I mean, he threw 25 pitches, 24 on 3 days rest. Makes sense. And then Michael King is slated as the Padres' number 3 starter. He's set to make his spring debut tomorrow. So Musgrove round 2, he's got to be better, right, Jim? We can't say it again.
How about recording out?
How about get through an inning? I mean, your second outing, you're only going to have 4. So how about get through an inning if you're Joe Musgrove? And I feel like he will. Who do they play tomorrow, by the way? Not that it matters, but they're back home, I know.
Good question, John.
It feels like a game you got to get. You got to get to within a game of 500.
Got to win back-to-back games. They play the Guardians tomorrow.
Oh,
12-10.
Money in the bank.
Musgrove versus Lively.
Blake?
No, the other one.
Okay. So Musgrove, that's important. King, I want to see what he looks like. maybe we want to see more regular since they're back home, like Machado. Have we talked about Machado? Because Machado, this game wasn't even televised yesterday. Of course, it's Machado's debut, and he reached base. He reached base safely twice, didn't he? In his debut yesterday, he had a hit and a walk. I think.
Yeah, a
Is that
double.
accurate? Okay, he had a double and a walk.
Double and a walk, and he said he felt good at the plate. And great sign.
No, you know what? He was 1 for 2, no walk.
Oh, sorry.
1 for 2 at the double and a run scored.
Just real quick, that
Mhm.
lineup the other day kind of felt like the closest to what we'll see on opening day, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree. I saw you tweet that. I agree. I don't think it's 100%, but I
No.
think by 8/9.
Like, I think the
Right.
players are pretty close to the players we'll see in the opening day lineup. I don't know
Yep.
about the exact order of it, but Tatis,
Yep.
Cronenworth, Bogarts, Manny, Kim, Campusano, Merrill, Rosario, Azokar. Like, in some order, it feels like that is your opening day lineup, unless things change and they make a move for someone else.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree. I could see 8 of those players in the opening day lineup. I mean, you're right. It could be 9. I wouldn't be surprised. I guess my point is if something changed, like Profar was in there, or you went out and made some minor move, even. Is Rosario starting on opening day for you?
I mean, he had a nice little stint at the end of the last year playing
Yeah, he
some third
did.
base with Manny out of the
And he can
lineup.
hit a little bit. Yeah.
Especially if you're not, because we all thought Kim was going to play third base for you.
Right, but now that
Start
they're
the
putting him at
season.
short, he's not.
But yeah, he's not playing because they made a huge deal out of him moving back to shortstop.
Right.
Bogey isn't going back over
Yeah.
there.
Bogey.
What's up, Esteban? And so I think Rosario is the guy that he's kind of just a nice little glue piece. I don't know what he can do. I don't know how long. I don't know. But I think while Manny is on the mend, and he's just probably going to be your DH, I think Rosario's a piece that you can see out there opening day. To me, unless this is the opening day lineup, unless they make a move. That's how I view it.
Well, yeah, definitely, because they don't have any other options. Like,
Right.
where else would you want to turn?
I just want to put Profar at first base
Unless you want to say Marcy outplays Azokar. I don't see that. Like, I think if Marcy makes the team, that's what's weird about it too. He's 2 years older than Merrill, but I mean, is he gonna make the team? Are both Marcy and Merrill starting your outfield? I mean, give me a break. Like, again, these guys haven't played above Double-A, and now they're going to be your starters on opening day. Again, you like to see it. You love the concept of it until you watch it play out, and you're asking for a lot. I said the same thing about Azokar, but at least Azokar has major league seasoning.
Yeah. And then it just goes to like, hey, all right, so once you get past Manny, and I love Kim. I'm a little like, okay, can he replicate last year's season offensively and then go up a notch? It's not like a given.
Sure.
But once you get past Manny here, Kim, Campusano, Merrill, Rosario, Zokar, that's a long way to the back of the top of the lineup.
Mm-hmm. Did you watch the Kim YouTube Padres special? Because I watched the entire 12 minutes earlier today.
No, you gave me a quick summary of it, and I didn't need to watch it.
Yeah, the summary was he walked through the hallways of his high school, which was pretty cool.
And he wants to win, so
actually, that's right.
Years.
Thank you, Talking Friars, Ben Fadden. I don't know if you're here tonight, but for tweeting that out.
Not.
What makes hold on, let me read this because I was cracking up.
Because it's like, really?
And I'm like, oh yeah. The way Ben phrased it was cracking me up. I immediately sent it to Jim, and Jim was like, Ben, get out of my face.
Like, I blocked him. I can't see the tweet.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, where the hell is it? It was amazing. Ben's gonna hate this when he sees it. I can't find it. He's tweeted out like 66 highlights since. Oh, here it is.
Like Kyle Higashioka pop-up.
Yeah.
The third inning.
This is from Talking Friars. A good follow, by the way, for Padres fans. There's your plug, Ben. Yeah, Hassan Kim has cared about winning since he was a kid.
Shit.
Right?
30 million a year?
How many?
Or 35 a year. Like, is that a good range?
He wanted to win when he was like 10. What were you doing when you were 10? Playing PlayStation?
Playing like Power Rangers.
Hassan Kim wanted to win.
That's some.
So anyway, this is probably this is why I watched it. I'm like, oh, okay, he wants to win. Let me watch this thing.
He hooked you with that. You're like, I gotta watch this one,
So,
honey.
Hassan,
I know we're out with Jones, but I need to step aside to watch this 12-minute Hassan Kim video.
Yeah, hold on, honey, Chris. Did you realize that Hassan Kim, when he was young, was like he wanted to like win?
He wanted to win. Did she
because
like
when I was at
almost
Lower
fall
Marion
over
High
in her-
School playing freaking JV baseball, I was like, can we please lose so we play one less half inning? I can get the hell out of here, which is actually true. I could care less.
Yeah, you did.
But I didn't make it to the big leagues like
No,
Hassan Kim.
Yeah, you made it to a show with me.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Let me get to a super that just
if you just wanted to win when you were younger, you wouldn't be here right now.
I'd be in Korea with Hassan Kim.
Yeah, it's great. Actually, Hassan Kim's in Arizona, but
good point. Whatever. But he will be in Korea in a couple of weeks. JD's third. By the way, you can't put together a 12-minute 4K YouTube video and trade the player. I mean, so he's not being traded,
dude. They
moved
the second they made this huge deal about moving Hassan Kim back to shortstop was like a clear-cut sign they're not trading him.
Can you imagine like the Monday morning, like, oh, Hassan Kim's been traded for a trio of relievers in the Guardian system, and
this place would riot.
What do you do with the YouTube video? Did you give it to Cleveland? JD's third. Thank you. He says, cut like Senda.
Dub over the jersey with the Guardians jersey.
Eric Senda is done spending with AJ at the helm. I mean, I don't think it's because of AJ if they're done spending. I think it's because they just don't have the budget to spend if they're done spending. I'm still would be surprised if they made no other move. I'm going to stick to that until I have to abandon it. I'm going to stick to. I'd still be surprised if they make no other move between now and opening day.
Well, yeah, Kike Hernandez, come on down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. If a move like that happens, like, look,
that's a move.
Yeah, I thought there'd be another move, and there it is.
Yeah, it's not going to be the move people probably want.
Yeah, it's not Bellinger.
Like I highly doubt that if they make a move, it will be close to universally viewed as not a move that everybody wanted. Like I don't think there's
like Snell and Montgomery in the same day to allocate like 680.
Yeah, I don't think that they're going to make a move and everyone's like, that's exactly the move that I've been waiting for. Like, I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be like
the Pham thing's interesting, but again, are people going to like riot against Tommy Pham if they sign him and put him in left field over Jackson Merrill?
Maybe, but that means Jackson Merrill will just go to center.
I guess, yeah.
Super easy position
anywhere.
to learn.
He can catch.
Super easy position to learn. Center field at Petco Park.
He could pitch like the 8th inning.
Yeah, he can pitch.
He can do whatever. He can play short. I mean, he can. So he could play third. Well, there's your opening day third base. Machado's the opening day third baseman, by the way. I'm sorry. He's not going to let himself not be.
So is Eggy Rosario your opening day DH?
He could be.
Jeez.
Or Jacob Marcy.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. It is interesting. Now that Bellinger, though, has moved, you're going to see Snell, Montgomery, whomever else come off the board. It's going to happen.
You know what move I would love to see? Won't happen. No. But this is the type of move I'd be like, yes.
Okay.
Is if they sign JD Martinez.
I thought I'm seeing, aren't the Giants going to sign him?
No, the Giants wanted to sign him, but then did he
turn down the Giants?
No, his asking price was too much. And so then the Giants pivoted and went to Soler, and they signed Soler instead to be their DH.
Oh, I thought this was going to be a whole San Francisco's dangerous. I'm not going there situation. It's played out
like World War VII in San Francisco.
As if Philadelphia is some like heavenly park.
It's
like all these cities are so spectacular.
It's like Terminator. It's like the world is run by Terminators in San Francisco.
Guys, all these ballparks. I mean, players have been playing in all these cities for a long time. You know, they're as safe as they need to be. You drive to the ballpark, you drive out of the ballpark. You're not hanging out.
Like guys are
on the
scootering to the ballpark.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're in San Diego scootering. Some of these guys.
So funny. I see so many tweets after like a Giants thing or whatever, and it's like, dude, it's like going out in San Francisco, and it's like a scene from like I don't know, like some like World War IV movie or something.
Dumb.
It's so stupid.
Well, Buster Posey was like. That quote was
people are going to
amazing.
die if you go outside in San Francisco.
He's like, listen, we wanted Ohtani, but I told Ohtani, like this, you have a 50-50 chance of making it to the ballpark every day safely. Like, dude, Buster, I thought you were supposed to be like the pitch man.
What are
you
were
doing,
supposed
dude?
To be
recruiting.
I know.
So ridiculous.
Like, what's that Starship Trooper movie? It's like a scene from Starship Troopers. It's like, oh my god, we got to get to the fucking ship.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's a movie of like alien ants.
I want to thank our title sponsor here on the wrap-up show. So does Jim, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. If you support our work in this channel, please get in contact with Mark Nimitz. If you have any insurance need, he can save you $750 or more just by switching your insurance, whatever it is. I've got homeowners, earthquake, and life insurance through Mark. He's an amazing insurance agent. Great service, great communication, huge supporter of our work. Again, a lifelong Padres fan, a native San Diegan. He texted me, I think, last night, like, please do something. I think he said JD Martinez ? I'm going to try to find it. But again, if you're looking to save money on your insurance and work with someone that supports this channel, he said, Kike ? Give me anyone. That was Mark last night. So again, auto, home, renter's life, earthquake, whatever it is, Mark could save you $750 or more. You guys know, I've told you before, I had a claim in here a couple of years ago. He took care of everything. He saved us so much money and so much time. He's a great insurance agent. Before you renew your next policy, get in contact with Mark Nimitz by clicking the link in the description down below. Get free quotes by calling him. We'll talk to you about the Padres. Get free quotes online as well by clicking that link in the description down below.
Yeah, all his information is in the ticker below. His email address, mnimitz@farmersagent.com. You see it rolling across the screen right there. If you reach out to Mark, let him know that John and Jim from the Wrap-Up Show sent you.
All right, so 4 games in the books. Padres back home tomorrow against the Guardians. Kike Hernandez is the big hot name on the free agent market from a San Diego perspective.
The big hot
Blake
name,
Snell still hasn't signed. Okay, we can talk about James Wood and Juan Soto. So Soto hits an opposite field bomb. James Wood hits like the furthest home run ever.
700 feet for both those
Both
players.
of them went like 1,000 feet. Again, we knew we were walking into this. Like, this is a classic comparison play. You go to the gym and you're benching like 185. The guy next to you is like benching 315. Who cares? I mean, you do care though, because you're like, what? That dude's benching 315. But he looks scrawnier than me.
But here's the thing. You were able to bench 315 at one point.
Who?
And then now, I'm like, the comparison. No. The comparison. So you go to the gym.
The bar.
Let me finish.
Okay.
If in some alternate universe you like lifted a weight and you went to the gym and you were benching like 250, and then all of a sudden you couldn't bench 250 anymore. You stopped taking steroids, and the guy next to you started taking the steroids that you were taking, and now he's benching 250 and you're back to 150.
Wait, are you using a steroids analogy?
I'm trying to use like what you had, you gave it away, and now you're watching the guy use what you have and doing things.
Are you saying Soto wasn't good here and is going to be good with the Yankees?
No, I'm saying Soto was good here and he's going to go to the Yankees and probably be even better.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, he will. He will. Better ballpark to hit in.
Yeah, he's going to hit fucking 40 home runs next year with a 1,200 OPS probably. And I would be shocked if he has a bad season. It's just kind of like feels inevitable. And yes, I will be retweeting every single one of Juan Soto's home runs, even on my wedding day, probably.
Well, that's going to be against the Padres.
I know.
Because you're getting married during a Padres-Yankees series.
Yeah, no big deal. Good, smart on my part.
My point is you can't worry about what Juan Soto does this year if you're a Padres fan, even though everyone will, because he's in the American League playing for the Yankees on a one-year deal, and that was the whole point of the big trade. I mean, you don't get Drew Thorpe and Michael King and all these players for some average player. You got him for an MVP caliber player, so he's going to be MVP caliber in all likelihood. And I know it's going to make people envious, and I know if James Wood produces or CJ Abrams or Mackenzie Gore, it's all going to make people envious, but it's like, this is the cost of trying to acquire players like Juan Soto. And then when you get rid of a player like Juan Soto, which is essentially unprecedented considering what the Padres did, then you got to hope what you got back is enough to offset it. And yes, as an individual player next to Aaron Judge, he's capable of having a monster year. Everyone understands it. He's 25. But I don't know. Him hitting home runs for the Yankees isn't the reason the Padres aren't going to make the postseason. Maybe him not being on the Padres is a reason they won't make the postseason. But what he does as a Yankee, I don't think directly will impact the Padres drastically in 2024, other than the fact that they don't have him, which was their choice. It's all on AJ and Eric Katsenda and whomever who made that decision. That was their choice.
Omar says, love you, Jim, but sometimes you say the most obvious stuff. Yeah, that's the bit.
What did you say?
I don't know.
I
Like
even
that
know.
Juan Soto was good.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's why you follow Jim on Twitter at Jim Russell SD.
Right.
For
It
that.
just look, like you said, they did this to themselves. By they, I mean AJ. And he swung and missed twice. The trade for Juan Soto, and then the having to trade away Juan Soto. The players that they got back from Juan Soto could be really good. I hope Michael King turns into a frontline starter. You hope that the Brito, Vasquez, Thorpes of the world, at least one of those guys hit in a big way. And then Higashioka is not going to be much. He's just going to be a backup catcher. But like of the arms you got, of the 4 arms that you got, you hope at least 2 of them pop. And that'd be fantastic. Only thing is, Michael King's only under control for this year and next year before you have to probably pay him. And if he pops, if he turns into like a really good pitcher, like he is hoping and has expectations to be, that ain't going to be cheap. And you're probably going to not be able to re-sign him unless you start, finding money again. So like the trade for Juan Soto, I would say that at least the first year was a success because you got to the NLCS and Juan Soto was on your team. You didn't get that World Series, but you felt like, hey, would we have gotten here without Juan Soto? I don't know. And who was the first baseman they got? Josh Bell.
Oh, Josh Bell.
Yeah. So like it felt like at the time you're like, who cares? Remember what we were saying in the playoffs? You're like, oh yeah, who cares about friggin' CJ Abrams? Like we're not talking about those guys because they're in the playoffs and the NLCS. Like that's what matters the most. And then the following year was a complete and utter disaster. And you didn't have to trade Soto. You didn't have to, but you chose to. And you can tell me all you want about money allocation. Guess what? They haven't spent any of the money they saved on Juan Soto.
Right, which is all you need to know about how much money they had.
So, like, don't tell me that they were planning on using this extra money that they saved on Juan Soto to go out and get like a, top flight free agent. Because guess what? They didn't do that at all. Not even close.
I mean, we're at the point where those players don't even exist. I mean, because you got players out of your price range, and then what do you have?
Yeah, like if you told me they would have to trade Juan Soto to re-sign Blake Snell, I'd be like, okay, I can understand that. Would I be a proponent of them re-signing Blake Snell to a big time contract? No, but at least I would see the reasoning and be like, okay, they chose pitching over Soto. All right.
Right.
But like, again, it's just, they chose to do it. All right. They made their own bed. AJ did, and he's going to have to sleep in it. And that's what it is.
I'm looking at the, I just Googled top 25 major league free agents this offseason. And of those 25, I want to say 3 are still available. They're like the big
Chapman, Montgomery,
Snell, Montgomery.
Yeah, that's it.
That's basically what you're looking at in like this top. Now, again, you could get a good free agent outside of the top 25, like a JD Martinez, that type of player. I guess like a Tommy Pham, like maybe a 4th or 5th starter could have value for you. But again, like I'm not saying that it's scrap heap time but you know what I mean? You're not getting a real impact piece here unless someone surprises you.
JD Martinez is the only impact piece of like significance that I feel like fits with what they actually need right now. Tommy Pham, for the money he's probably asking for, doesn't really fully make sense. I'd be more than fine with Tommy Pham on this roster, but I don't think they are the money. Blake Snell, no shot. Montgomery would be fantastic. Chapman.
Well, none of these they're not happening.
No, But like JD
Right.
Martinez, I know it's not happening either, but that
I
to
don't think
me,
it's happening. Yeah. And also, are you overly like, okay, you haven't you seen this story play out? You signed the 36, 37-year-old to
oh
play
yeah,
for the Padres, coming
he
off a good
sucks.
year, and he does absolutely nothing.
Yeah, exactly. He had a
And you've
fantastic year for the
handcuffed
Dodgers, and
yourself.
he
Yeah.
just hits
Yeah.
240
So,
for you.
like, it almost doesn't even make sense, is the way I see it with like a JD Martinez. I get it from a fan perspective. You want them to do something. It's the do something meme. Like,
Yeah.
do something. I mean, Yuki Matsui, Wusa Go, and Jurickson Profar isn't
And Wandy Peralta,
screaming pennant.
Wandy
Wandy
Peralta.
Peralta. It's not screaming. Wandy Peralta and Jurickson Profar have arrived, by the way, which is
Thank
encouraging
God.
because they need
Vibes
them.
are here.
Yeah. So, yeah, questions remain. I mean, again, for a day, you like what happened. They won a game. But again, the reality sets in, which is they still have needs. Like
They won
David
a
asked
game
me,
in Cactus League play.
it was a big one. It was a shutout. David, thank you for the super chat. He wants to know, is this a year off or like a developmental year, he's saying, or like an off year? Is this going to be a down year? How many different ways can you say it? No, I don't think it's as simple as that. I don't think you go into it saying, oh, yeah, you know what? Let's go get them in 2025. Let's get our house in order. I don't think it's as simple as that with the Tatises and the Machados and the Bogarts and the Kims. I don't. But are there questions heading into this year more than the previous 2 years? Yeah, I think that's a reasonable way to look at where they are today, opposed to 2022 or 2023.
And yeah, it's developmental transition year with star players on your roster.
Hashtag
Hashtag developmental transition year.
with stars on your roster, and
with
then the
stars on your
SD logo
roster
pops up.
Yeah. And I don't know if they're gonna be big time players in free agency next year. I don't even know what money they would like.
Who are the big free agents next year?
I haven't looked.
Who even cares?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll give you one. Juan Soto.
Oh, Juan Soto. And doesn't Manny and Tatis's contract, like, doesn't that start the escalator start kicking in soon?
Yeah, but isn't it all the same game? It's a CBT game, and it's all AAV based.
It's a CBT game, yes, but I mean, their
You
payroll this year,
checks to clear.
their payroll this year is 160 million. It was 252 last year.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Pete Alonso's a free agent next year.
Oh, great.
No. I'm sure everyone would love Pete Alonso here.
Pete Alonso, overpay for him.
Anyway, it's a see what you got year, like, and hope someone sticks, because then it makes life in the organization much easier, because you're like, okay, we have this guy, he's under control for a long time. What?
Let me give you the hypothetical.
Okay.
They go 82 and 80.
Okay.
Jackson Merrill wins National League Rookie of the Year. And hits 309 with an 889 OPS.
Okay. Okay.
It's an amazing year.
Holy shit.
It's a great year. It's better than anything did in the minors. But
holy shit.
But some guys take step backs, they got an older rotation, and guys weren't fully healthy, and yada yada yada. I mean, we've seen it play out before. It's not exactly impossible to envision. Okay. Or I'll give you one better. They go 84 and 78.
Okay.
But the National League is a little better this year than the American League or whatever, and you got to get 86 wins to get in. But 84 and 78, they're half decent. They had a grasp of the wild card until 5 days in the season, and they went 2 and 3 down the stretch, and someone else went 4 and 1. Whatever. 84 and 78. Merrill is the NL Rookie of the Year. Michael King threw 181 innings, had a 3.05 ERA. Higashioka is the best backup catcher baseball's ever seen. And Drew Thorpe is freaking, his September hit a 1.09 in 4 starts. You making a change? Are they making a change?
I think if that happened, Preller would throw a fucking party in the office.
I don't know, dude. They're still on the outside of the postseason. I mean, it's not like
you tell
legendary.
Me that happened. You tell me that scenario happens. Like, doesn't matter what Manny does, Tatis, Bogarts. Like,
they combined to hit 199 with 19 home runs.
Oh shit, 19 total.
I'm kidding, obviously.
Those things happen this year. I really do think the fans and the organization, I think, will be like,
we got it. We won that Soto trade. Merrill's a star. Salas hit 329 in AA.
They'll be like, wait till next year. There'll be an excitement.
There will be
a different feel at the end of this season if those things happen than last season when they won like 20 of 21 to finish the year.
But we've been saying all offseason, at least I have, like, it ain't good enough. It's black and white, in or out.
I agree with you. I am a like black and white guy when it comes to this organization at this point in time in his tenure as the GM, because enough's enough.
Mm-hmm.
But also, how are you going to fire him and make a change if the guys that he acquired and drafted all ball out?
Right.
Like, oh, we have Jackson Merrill has an 889 OPS this year and won Rookie of the Year. Oh, the guys we traded for, Michael King, frontline starter. Drew Thorpe had
this incredible September.
Incredible. You have like Yuki Matsui have like 36 saves this year with like a 2.7 ERA.
Right.
Yeah, you can't find. I mean,
first of all, if all that happens, they should be.
All that happens. There's no way they're winning. I mean,
yeah. Like if that happened, they should be in the postseason. Man, I'm fascinated to see how it plays out because it's so open.
But dude, imagine if that did happen. Like don't even tell me the record right now. Like the guys you mentioned, Merrill, Rookie of the Year, Michael King, 184 innings with like a 305 ERA.
Someone clip this. When it all happened.
Drew Thorpe gets called up in
4 starts, 1.09
in September. Yeah. And then Yuki Matsui has like 36 saves with like a 2.6, 2.7 ERA.
Yeah. Bring it on. And they win 36 games. 36 and 1.
They win 55 games, just one below the Oakland A's.
That'd be absolutely terrible. All right, hold on. For our viewers that are here right now, live or on replay, we want to remind you about our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. All right, this is the best and easiest place to play fantasy sports. We've been playing a ton over the last, year, really. You can win 20 times your money in a single night with their Pick'em game. Obviously, NFL season is over, but Major League Baseball spring training Pick'ems are going on right now. NBA action is going on. Regular season is coming. You can play college hoops as well. Go 5 for 5. You're winning 20 times in the Pick'em game. You can insure it and still win by going 4 out of 5 or getting one incorrect. Double your first deposit up to $100 by using promo code PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP. Click the link in the description down below. Double your first deposit at Underdog Fantasy by using promo code PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP. Did I have a winner this past week, or did you have? You went 2 for 2 in a spring training pick'em, didn't you? On Thursday,
I did. I played the first spring training game of the year, and I kind of felt like yucky because I played a spring training game.
No, don't feel yucky, man. Not if you're winning.
But I hit both my picks, and it was great. I won money, and I think I might do something tomorrow with the Padres. Like tomorrow.
Yeah, dude. Actually, I'm gonna look right now.
Here, we're gonna look right now. All right.
Yeah, let's look.
So, all right.
What's going on in MLB spring training action?
Let's see here. All right.
And who wants to join us? Again, get to Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code PODSWRAP.
All right. So there's only one play tomorrow for the Padres Cleveland game. It's Joe Musgrove, higher than 1.5 strikeouts.
He burned me 3 days ago.
Yeah. And lower than 1.5 strikeouts. And those are the only options. It's so funny because I'm looking here and I have in the Cincinnati-Milwaukee game, Nick Martinez is the play.
Okay. Oh, Lugo's the play in the Kansas City game.
Right. Lugo's the play there.
You know what? I'm going to do a Lugo lower than 1.5 strikeouts.
A Lugo Martinez.
A Lugo Martinez lower for 3 times my money. Pick him. What do you think about that?
How about a Lugo Martinez and Musgrove?
Musgrove lower, or does he bounce back? Does he go 2 innings tomorrow and strike out 2? I'm going to go higher on Musgrove.
Go higher. He's going to bounce back.
You only live once. Let's live a little. So I got Musgrove higher. Yeah. I got Martinez and Lugo lower. This pays 6 times. I'll put in a wager, let's say How about this? $10 pays 61.70. We're all winners. Okay. Play, confirm, that easy.
Done.
10 pays 61.70. Who says no to that?
Yeah. And just use
I
promo
don't.
code John and Jim, and it matches your first deposit. So there you go.
Or actually promo code Pods Wrap.
Sorry, Pods Wrap. I had my head mixed up. Is this John and Jim? No, it's the wrap up show.
PADSWRAP. And
Pods
get a
Wrap.
100% deposit match up to $100. Use either.
Yeah.
But use Pods Wrap.
Good question from Chad. He says, when's the wrap up show field trip to Peoria?
Stay tuned.
Here's the thing, Chad.
Programming announcement.
TBD.
That's your story? TBD? First of all, I asked Jim well before Kidney Stone Gate, like 7 weeks ago, probably. I'm like, yo, do you want to go to Peoria? 3 weeks ago. I'm like, do you want to go to Peoria? It's like, more importantly, like,
this like asked me during the Super Bowl.
Yes, it was like the third quarter. I'm like, you're up 3. It's fine. They're going to hold this lead. The 3-point lead is safe against the Chiefs.
Shut the fuck up.
So I'm like, do you want to go to Peoria? And then he's like, maybe. So then 3 weeks later, he's like, what do you think about Peoria? I'm like, are you just getting back to my question for like 3 weeks later?
I thought about it.
So, I mean, the issue with that is that
John has Aztecs games.
Well, that's not the only issue, dude.
It's a pretty big issue.
True. They're off from Tuesday to next Tuesday, the Aztecs, after playing Tuesday.
Next Tuesday?
Here's the issue, though. I'm away. And so are you, I think. You're off a week from Monday, and I'm off Friday, aren't I?
Yeah, I'm off the 4th. And
I'm off the 1st.
Did I tell you that?
Yeah, you did. What are you doing?
It's my bachelor party.
Oh, you're in Vegas.
Yeah.
You're coming back. You're going Saturday to Monday?
I'm going Saturday. I come back Sunday night.
Why are you off Monday?
All right, so I go back.
Monday
I leave
night.
Friday afternoon, and I'm back Sunday night.
I'm off. Rest?
I'm off on the 4th.
Yeah, it's soft.
But that's before. I'll tell you off air why I'm off on the 4th.
Off air?
Yeah.
These are our viewers. These people are here for this.
I know, but I can't say.
I'm going to tell people on air why I'm off on Friday, because I'm actually going to Arizona, but not to spring training.
Wow.
I'm going to Sedona with the fam.
Well, hold on. So wait a second here. Let's figure this out on the fly. When the Aztecs play
on the 5th and the 8th, I think.
The 5th and the
Tuesday,
8th.
Friday. But then
I'm missing senior night. Good job, Jim.
Well, no, you're not off the 8th. You're not away the 8th.
I just said I was.
No, you're away the 4th.
And the 8th.
What are you doing the 8th?
That's my bachelor party.
Wait. Okay. You're missing the last game of like dudes that play like in the national championship game's career.
That's not going to be the last game.
Last game at home.
Okay.
Unless they're playing tournament games at Viejas. I can't wait. Okay, so why are you off? You're off the 8th makes sense because of your bachelor party.
Yes.
You're off the 4th because you'll tell me off air. Okay,
yes.
I'm curious. It's a good tease for me, no one else. But anyway, it's spring training. And then they go to Korea.
On the 13th?
On the 13th is their last day.
Oh, yeah, we can't go to spring training.
Quan brings up a good question. Oh, shoot. How am I not going to Jim's bachelor party? Because he like kind of like fake invited me.
No, I didn't. Here's
the story was like, do you want to go to my bachelor party? I'm like, yeah, I'm down. He's like, we're going to play golf one day. He's like, you probably don't want to do it. We're good. I'm like, okay.
No, here's the thing. So we were planning on going this upcoming weekend because I looked at the schedule and the Aztecs weren't playing. So I'm like, okay, John's not have to do any games. So like that works out. So I asked you and you're like, oh, that sounds fun. And I was like, here's the catch. We'll be golfing all day on Saturday. And you're like, yeah, I don't do that. I'm not gone. And also it's like, I know you.
Yeah.
I know you. And when you have weekends off from Aztecs, this is like the only time that, you should probably say hi to your family like once or twice.
I agree with that. We could have brought Jones. He could have been like our little like dude on the trip.
Well, here's the thing: we're staying at Circa, so like you can't bring anybody under 21 in there. Like that
Fake
one time we tried to
mustache.
bring in Jones to Saquon, and that didn't work out.
Oh, that was such a nightmare. I drove all the way to Saquon with my, at the time, 2-year-old. And I got there and I'm walking in with a stroller. Like, we don't allow anyone under 21. I'm like, oh. And I drove all the way back.
I
Was
watched
I
you.
meeting
I
you?
was. Yeah, I was. Yeah, you were meeting me, and I watched
Oh my
you.
God.
I watched you drive back the other way with Jones as I'm
Well,
driving too.
who am I? I'm such an idiot. Who brings their 2-year-old to a casino anyway?
I know. What are you doing? He's like, I'm
I
gonna
don't
bring
know. I
Jones to
thought
a
we were doing
casino.
like lunch together. So it made no
We
sense.
were, and it made no sense. So like the timing of everything, it just didn't work. And like, plus also my buddy was like, yeah, I can't go that weekend either. So I was like, okay.
Well, guess what? I wouldn't have gone anyway because it's the weekend of March 8th. My freaking son's birthday is March 8th.
And the Aztecs
Playing March 8th, but we're doing a
March 8th.
party for him March 9th. Obviously, it was a Saturday.
Oh, thanks for the invite.
No, you're going to be away.
Before? I wasn't invited before you knew?
You really want to go to a 5-year-old birthday party and hang out with like,
Yeah,
no, you don't, is the answer. Having experienced them routinely here, the answer is no.
Yeah, you make a great point.
This is a benefit of not having children, not having to do that.
You make a fantastic point.
Real quick, guys, do want to remind you about our partnership with our friends over at FOCO.
Yes.
Their Padres authentic merchandise is available now for the 2024 season. I want to scroll up and down, but I don't know where the tab is, Jim. I'm such an idiot with. Okay, here we go. So first of all, this thing's sold out. This thing's awesome. We were talking about this the other day. Jim was ripping the dreads, but I mean, they do a really nice job with their bobbleheads. FOCO. Jim has a number actually behind him right now. And their bobbleheads sell out quick, but they have more than just bobbleheads. They have merchandise, they have apparel. And if you use promo code WrapUpShow10, WrapUpShow10, you're getting 10% off your order for all your Padres gear, getting you ready for 2024. Click the link in the description down below. They'll have new products, by the way, I believe coming up in the month of March. But if you want to stock up right now for 2024, there's some things on sale right now as well. And you can get 10% off by using promo code WrapUpShow10. That's WrapUpShow10. Click the link in the description down below. Jim, you're a big FOCO guy, as am I.
Yeah, who wants a Fernando Tatis Jr. big head bobblehead?
So you're just going to do that? What do you mean? How are you going to do this?
I mean, like, do people want this? Would people want this? Because if people would want this, I'm going to do a giveaway for it.
How are you going to do that?
What do you mean?
As in, what's your logistics? You're going to say, hey, who wants a bobblehead? And someone's going to say yes, and then you're going to ship it to them?
Well, I'm not going to do like, hey, who wants it? And someone says yes, and I ship it to them.
I got you. Maybe like we'll do some offer like subscribe or follow us on Instagram or social or whatever.
Right. Yeah. And if you're, so.
How about this? You got to be a subscriber to be eligible. I know that. So please subscribe if you're here live or on replay.
Yeah. But
when are you going to give away? You with the teases today? Soon.
Yeah, soon.
Wrap up show 10.
This is cool. This is a very cool.
Dude.
This is dope. Look at this.
Dope. Look at that. Is that Fernando?
It's Fernando. It's Tatis. Big head bobblehead. It's massive.
Is that Fernando shortstop or Fernando right fielder or Fernando all outfield?
Point. It doesn't say on the box. It doesn't say.
Jim gonna tell the winner to meet at AutoZone.
Dude, that was a crazy show. No more AutoZones for me for a long time.
You're not kidding. That was a little weird.
Weird.
It was very weird.
We're gonna have a lot of.
No, but that's a good point. We're gonna have a lot of FOCO giveaways, including at least one in March. So make sure to subscribe, and we'll let you know how to win some great products from FOCO. Is that a refrigerator? What do you have over there?
It's like a cabinet.
Show people the FOCO bobbleheads.
This is a Juan Soto FOCO bobblehead.
Look at that. City Connect.
I happen to have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'll never have another for Juan Soto Padres bobblehead again.
Why? What happened? Oh, the trade.
Yeah, he's not on the team anymore.
Man, that's such a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. But FOCO's bobbleheads are awesome. Seriously. So if you're looking for a great gift idea for a Padres fan, Click on the link down below. Use promo code WrapUpShow10.
So many bobbleheads. I got so many freaking bobbleheads.
Do you know who, this has nothing to do with the wrap up show? Do you know who I emailed tonight to come on the show tomorrow?
Rob Manfred,
non-baseball
bracketologist. Who? Who?
Ken Pomeroy.
Oh my God.
He's been on the last 2 years.
He has to be on. I know.
But I don't know if he's going to come on.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man. By the way, this is Parks and Normal. Amazing caps. Look at, I mean, dude, the detail on this cap. Look at the underbrim. This is suede, folks.
Yeah.
Parksandnormal.com. They do incredible work. Local company.
We're both wearing it.
Look at it. Yeah. This is, by the way, this is corduroy.
I know.
This is an amazing. Look at the stitching on this thing.
It's very comfortable. It's a very comfortable,
so comfortable,
stylish hat.
Tony Gwynn. Yeah. You guys know him. And I mean, the patchwork. And this is one of a dozen plus Parks and Normal caps they've had over the last couple of years. They'll have more in 2024. Look at that cap. I mean, you're kidding me. 98 World Series patch.
It's like suede underneath here.
This is unbelievable.
Got the whole 4. You got, Vaughn, Kim, and Eddie. You got Finley on there. You got Trevor. You got Tony.
Amazing. Pinstripe hat. I love that hat. I wear that hat more than any hat. I think.
You do. Oh, and this one too. No big deal.
Show them off. Yeah. By the way, what do you have? Everything. What else do you have? $20,000. I mean, you got a burrito.
I have another like a Manny Machado bobblehead right here.
Sure.
No big deal. It's fine.
I got nothing. I got freaking. Here. You know what? If we're gonna play this game, hold on. I got the Thriller album. I just picked it up. Vinyl,
I have a balanced disc.
What are we doing?
I have
albums app.
I have here we go. An old Fi-Fine microphone. If anybody wants that to use for a podcast.
Hold on.
I have a Fernando Tatis Jr. bobblehead right here. There we go. Okay. This one's cool. I got this from Comic-Con. That's great. It's a Thor little mini action figure. All right. Oh, here's a good one. You'll like this, John. I have an iPhone 4. It's an old iPhone. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. It's like an old iPhone 4.
Dude, what are you doing?
I don't know.
You should give that away too.
It's probably worth like $7 million.
It's February 25th and we are off the rails. Completely off the rails. What else do I have?
What else?
It's about it over here.
I have Titleist golf balls.
What is this?
I have a moisture absorber box.
Dude, where are you?
I don't know. Ooh, I have my chocolates hat.
Oh, the chocolates. Give that away.
Yeah. Okay.
It's fun.
All right.
This is great. All right, this is why you need to subscribe.
It's like a special what's inside the box?
This is so dumb.
What just happened?
Oh man. All right. Join us tomorrow. Please.
Help us.
On San Diego Sports 760. We're going to be breaking down Joe Musgrove's second Cactus League start. I'm talking about analyzing his pitch structure.
Yeah.
Spin rate. All right.
Definitely train wreck radio right there.
This is really a train wreck. This is a complete train wreck. We are off the rails right now.
Yeah. I'm glad people are still watching.
I know. People are still here. Anyway, subscribe here on Content for Padres fans and for fans of vinyl and for fans of Jim is a hoarder.
For the Thriller album?
Yeah. I just got it tonight, actually.
I think Joe will record it out, Chad. At least one.
I mean,
did you just buy that?
I got a buddy that's like a big eBay guy, and he brought it over. My wife wanted it.
Oh, nice.
I mean, freaking Thriller vinyl. I don't think this is cheap, is it?
Do you have a record player?
Yeah, I remember my first time like in America. Everyone, that's like the thing now. You don't have a record player?
No.
Everyone's got a record player. They're back. They're cool. It's like, what else is cool now that used to suck? Record players, I think.
Yeah, record players are cool.
They're cool, dude. Get one. Aaron will be like, "Oh my gosh, you got me a record player." She'll freak out.
We don't have any room for a record player right now at our house.
Dude, you have an iPhone 4. You have room for a record player. You have everything.
Okay.
You have hats. Anyway, join us tomorrow on San Diego Sports 760, 3 to 6 p.m. Search for John and Jim on YouTube. You can find us there. We're talking Padres baseball. We're basically like your wrap-up show during the day after spring training game. So join us each and every day during spring training from 3 to 6 p.m. Smash the like button for us. Follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. Please subscribe if you're here, if you want year-round vinyl talk and iPhone 4 talk and even some Padres talk.
Balance beams talk.
Balance beam talk.
Balance, like, you know.
I don't even know what you're talking about. If you need any insurance needs, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance, our title sponsor. Click the link in the description down below. All right. Until tomorrow, for Jim, I'm John. This has been the wrap-up show.